All right, welcome back everyone to Faction Fireside, where we break down all the insane action from WrestleMania 3's first week. I'm your host, Joe Rogan, and joining me are two absolute legends, Gotham's Dark Knight himself, both Batman and international superstar, Justin Timberlake. Guys, WrestleMania 3 is officially off to a wild start. What are we thinking so far?
It's chaos, betrayal, power struggles, the same as Gotham but with less capes.
Honestly, I came for the wrestling, stayed for the drama. Naomi vs. The entire roster. That's what you call a statement.
Right? And we'll get into that in just a second. But first, a quick preview of today's lineup. We'll dive into the match of the week, shine a spotlight on one of the factions making what, beat down the hottest feuds, break down the hottest feuds brewing, and answer some fan questions. Stick around, this one's going to be good. All right, let's start with the match of the week. There's no competition here. It has to be Naomi taking on 7 other women and coming out on top. I mean, Batman, what's the strategy in a match like that?
It's survival. Naomi kept her movements sharp and precise. She let others eliminate themselves through chaos. It's not unlike handling multiple enemies on Gotham's rooftops. You let them trip over their own ambition.
Okay, but can we talk about that stare down with Rhea Ripley at the end? That was tense. It's like when two singers are battling for the last high note. Except here, one of them might just break your jaw.
Right, Ripley's intensity is unmatched, but Naomi didn't back down. I think we're looking at a showdown sooner than later. Also, shout out to Becky Lynch. She took a beating out there. No wins, but no shame either.
Lynch's resilience shouldn't be underestimated. She'll be a factor in the coming weeks.
Now let's shift gears to our faction spotlight. Batman, I know you've been analyzing the Dark Covenant. What's your take on their performance this week?
Dominance. Unity. Wyatt's leadership is terrifying. He's using fear and unpredictability to control his faction and unnerve opponents. Loomis and Shango both delivered under his guidance. It's calculated chaos.
Man, Dexter Loomis gives me the creeps. He's like that one guy at the after party who just stares at you from across the room. But hey, it works for the Covenant. And did you see Doink out there? That clown is legit scary.
Doink surprised me too. I always thought he was more gimmick than threat, but he's really leaning into that darkness. Eternal Glory and Iron Bastion better watch out. This faction isn't messing around.
Agreed. Their cohesion makes them the most dangerous faction right now. The question is whether Bray Wyatt can maintain control, or if ambition within the group will splinter them.
All right, now for Feud Forecast, where we predict the next big rivalries. Justin, what's standing out to you?
Naomi and Ripley, hands down. That stare down was like two divas battling for the spotlight. Ripley's out to prove she's still the top dog, and Naomi's like, not today. I give it 2 weeks before fists start flying backstage.
While that's compelling, I'm watching Kurt Angle. His loss is going to fester. He's a perfectionist, and Apex Authority is crumbling under his leadership. Expect him to clash with his own faction before targeting Bray Wyatt for vengeance.
That's interesting. I'm also thinking about Bray Wyatt vs. Drew McIntyre. Drew's not the kind of guy to sit back and let someone else take over. They're on a collision course for sure.
Drew versus Bray. That's the Rock Your Body remix I didn't know I needed. Just make sure Doink doesn't interfere. Nobody wants a clown ruining the party.
All right, last segment, fan questions, predictions. We've got some great ones this week. First up from Suplex City Librarian. Do you think Naomi's win makes her the new leader of Eternal Glory? Batman?
Not yet. Leadership requires more than one victory. Bryan Danielson and Bret Hart still hold influence, but if Naomi continues this streak, she could redefine the faction's direction.
Yeah, she's got the moves, but Eternal Glory is like a boy band. They've got layers. Bret's like the front man, Bryan's the brooding one, and Naomi's the breakout star. It'll take more wins to dethrone the veterans.
Good take. Next question. This one comes from Hot Tag Harold, who has the most to lose in week 2. Justin?
Kurt Angle. He's spiraling, man. If Apex Authority loses again, we might see Kurt start suplexing his own teammates.
I agree. Angle's desperation could destabilize the faction entirely. However, Iron Bastion is also at a tipping point. Ripley and Gunther need to assert dominance to hold their ground.
Great insights. Final question from Turnbuckle Tea Time. Who's your pick for early MVP of this faction war?
Bray Wyatt. His strategic mind and psychological warfare have given Dark Covenant a decisive edge.
I'm still going with Naomi. That girl's got star power, and she's taking no prisoners. Plus, she's way less creepy than Bray.
All right, solid picks. I'm leaning toward Bray too, but Naomi's a close second. And that's it for questions today, folks. What a wild start to this faction war, huh? Big thanks to Batman and Justin Timberlake for joining me today. Your insights were unique.
Justice never rests, neither do I.
And neither does Naomi. She's already working on her next win. Thanks for having me, Joe. Let's do this again soon, after I figure out how to avoid Dexter Loomis in the parking lot.
Good luck with that, man. All right, that's it for this week. Tune in next time as we break down week 2 and see who rises, who falls, and who scares the crap out of Justin. Take care, everyone.